welcome back. Now, I want to talk about sugar addiction because both adults and children in the UK are consuming far too much of it, at least double the amount of sugar they should be. And it can have terrible impacts on people's lives. Someone who knows all about this is our lunchmate MJ, who had to completely turn her life around due to a sugar addiction. She's going to tell us all about it. MJ, do you want to come over and grab a seat and tell us about this? It's knowing you as someone on our show, you know, you're so confident and bubbly, you've always got great stuff to say. I found this story really unbelievable because you have come from a really, really dark place in your life to get to this point, haven't you? So can you just take us back to the beginning when you started having this problem with sugar?
Yeah, so I've been addicted to sugary drinks since I was a tiny kid. I've been addicted to sugar and I always knew it wasn't right, but I never mentioned it for years to anyone. And then growing up, I always seemed to have like a bigger belly. My belly always seemed like a bit more like bloated, and it was just so obvious to me, and I was so insecure about it. And then when I got to about my early teens, I just started drinking between 5 or 6 sugary drinks a day. It got to a point where I was hiding my cans, like getting cans of sugary drinks and folding them up, hiding them under the bed because I knew it was wrong, but I felt so ashamed. And when you've got an addiction, you go to the end of the world to just get your fix.
Yeah, and what was it, do you think that addiction was about? Do you know? Did you have any idea, like, why you were so
I think because
I've
battled with depression all my life. I've suffered with depression since I was a tiny kid. And I think I just latched onto the sugary drinks just to fill a void. I just needed something to fill that void up. And it wasn't just the sugary drinks as well. I was binge eating. My binge eating addiction turned into late night. I was ordering takeaways at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Online, I was firing up the laptop at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, typing in on the message requests to the delivery drivers, like, please park up the street. So my dad wouldn't hear who I was living with at the time. It just got that bad. Yeah. And then I'd eat the food, run in, and then I'd go outside to the bins, take the rubbish out the bin bags, put the pizza boxes in, and then put the rubbish back on top, and then just run in like it never happened, and then sleep all day because I was just tired. I had no energy. I was suffering palpitations, dizzy spells, and then that led to agoraphobia, and I never went out the house for 6 months.
Goodness. So you were your dad's carer as well, doing all of this. So you had all of that responsibility as well as battling with your own addiction, and it also meant you put on a lot of weight and you lost your confidence in yourself, didn't you? And
I went up to 17 stone there, and I look back at them photos and it's me, of course, but when I look in my eyes, I'm lost. I just don't see myself, and when I look at that, I know what I was going through. Like here on my body, you can see like the stretch marks and stuff, and I mean, I've still got them, but now I wear them with pride. I always say to everyone, they're my battle wounds.
And that's what it's been, hasn't it?
It has been battle wounds. So I went up to 17 stone and just lost all my confidence.
And tell me about, you mentioned there about the agoraphobia, so you literally didn't leave the house then?
For 6 months. But what's mad, my dad was going through agoraphobia at the same time. My dad's battled with depression and COPD since before I was born.
That's a lung condition.
Yeah, he was a heavy smoker. I remember when I was little, he was like, I used to do dancing, and he'd be like waiting outside with a cigar. So, it was always obvious that he was like such a heavy smoker. And then he developed COPD when I was a tiny kid, and then it developed into depression. He had a lot of mental health issues, and it's crazy. He actually passed away. There he is.
Yeah, you lost your dad, didn't you?
He died 3 years ago. This week is the anniversary, so...
Yeah.
But he got to see me. He got to see me turn my life around. He got to see me kick the sugar addiction in, go outside, get back on stage, because I was always a confident kid, but... when you have these addictions and these battles, it doesn't half change your life.
Yeah. So what did you do? What was the trigger, if there was any, to get you to turn your life around then?
So when I was drinking all the sugary drinks and the binge eating and stuff, I was having dizzy spells, and I tried to go out one day. My dad was always just say, please just try and go out, try and just do something, get your life back on track. And I always wanted to make him happy because we were both going through mental health, agoraphobia, severe depression. So I'd try. And one day I went out, me and my mum got a taxi, and I fell to my knees in the middle of busy Liverpool, fell to my knees, had no idea, somehow crawled on my knees into a black cab, got in a cab, and never went out for 6 months because I thought, if an ambulance get me or a paramedic, they're going to find all these health conditions wrong with me. I'm going to die, like my life, I'm going to literally die at 21, 22. And then one day, and then after being indoors for 6 months, I thought enough is enough. You know, I couldn't stand up for more than 30 seconds. My heart was racing. I remember when I went to the doctors, he actually asked me flat out, have you took drugs? And I was like, no, I haven't. And then I didn't want to say it was the sugar because I felt so embarrassed. It really got that bad. And it got to a point, actually, I was pretending to people that I was actually going outside. So I'd like hoy my phone out the door, out the window in my bedroom, and I'd act like, you know, I'm outside, and it got that crazy, you know, and people were falling out with me. I'd lost friends because they think I was just, you know, going off and not talking to them. It was absolutely crazy. And then what I started doing, I thought enough is enough. I'm not going to die in this bedroom. I'm 22. I'm not going to die here. I'm not going to. And I thought, if I can fight and I can get through this, maybe my dad can get through this and beat this depression and beat this COPD. So I had to fight to survive. I thought, he's not going to walk in and see me dying in this bed. It's not going to happen. So I fired the laptop up one night, had an epiphany. Instead of ordering the takeaways, I went onto YouTube and researched how to cook a meal, how to chop an onion, how to chop a mushroom, Gordon Ramsay and Jamie Oliver, and of course our Simon Rimmer, my new best friend, showed me how to do that. And then I learned how to cook meals and, you know, healthy meals, and I was substituting all the food. And then I started dancing around the house. Tom Jones, George Michael, all the legends, I obliterate them all dancing away. I loved it. And then once I started doing all this, I noticed my health was getting better, the palpitations were going, my blood pressure was coming down. And then I finally got to the corner shop one day, and I went into the corner shop, and this was robotic for me for absolutely years. I used to literally crawl on my knee to the corner shop and get a bottle of what was my favourite drink. I say one, it was like 6, you know the story. 6 or 7. And I grabbed a sugar-free version of what was my favourite drink. I don't know what came over me, but I was so grateful for that moment. Grabbed a couple of bottles, and then slowly started reducing my sugar intake, going to sugar-free alternatives. And then here we are, guys, 3 years sugar-free.
And how are you now?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
How are you feeling now?
Everything feels so much better. It doesn't happen overnight. And what it is with my story, it's the mental health. I want to get out there. It's all about mental health. It's all about changing your lifestyle. It's so important. The way you visualise food. And I've got to say, in these past 3 years, I've never enjoyed food so much because I know what's going into my meals. So my Saturday nights now are spent on my knees in the supermarket, reading the back of the labels, but I love it. I find it so much fun.
And look at you now, you're absolutely flying. It's so fantastic to see, and it's brilliant having you as part of our gang as well.
Thank you.
Thanks for chatting about it. We've got Dr. Hussein here as well. We're going to be talking to him a bit later in the show about how we can all reduce our sugar intake, because it's not just MJ, it's a nationwide problem. If you've been affected by anything we've just been talking about as well, you can also have a look at our support pages, channel4.com/support. Lots more still to come. We'll see you after the break.